Hey guys, happy Wednesday. It is Shay for FTMSweethearts, and this week we are talking about surprises that came along with transitioning. In case you were curious about who all was being batshit crazy last week, that's some of them. Not all of them, that's some of them. Alright, so when Gavin came out as, well, we was already out as trans when we met, but I had no idea what that meant, so I spent a lot of time on YouTube watching videos and watching videos and watching videos and reading books and just kind of trying to familiarize myself with what could happen and just the stuff that was going to go into it. And I knew that everybody's body responded differently, and some things would happen quicker on some guys and some things would happen slower on some guys, and there was really no way to know exactly what was going to happen first and when in the process and all. And I think we'd been together for about 4 or 5 months when all of a sudden, T was happening. And I had thought that, well, I knew he was going on T, but I didn't really know when it was happening. It was just sort of something down the road, so I hadn't really gotten used to the idea that it was going to be happening really soon. So when it did actually start happening, it was kind of like, oh shit, here we go. That's Ozzy. He's cute. Anyways, so once T actually started happening, the first surprising thing was, I think like a month and a half deep, I leaned in for a kiss, and all of a sudden there was this little scruffle nonsense on his face, and I was like, whoa. And he said, are you okay? And I was just like, yeah, it's cool, I just didn't expect you to have facial hair already. That was a surprise for me. And then I think because I grew up, singing and playing music and being in a bunch of different bands and stuff, I've always been fascinated by voices. And so the idea that someone's voice could change just by having estrogen or testosterone in their system was just like fascinating to me. So I was always nagging him to do your voice recordings. I want to hear, I want to hear, I want to hear. And I thought it was so cool. I was a little surprised about your junk growth change. Like, I knew it was going to happen, but I never actually Googled testosterone and genitalia because, I don't know, I was worried that it'd be scary, I think, or traumatizing or whatever. And at that point in life, Gavin was sick with something earlier, so we weren't having a whole lot of sex. And so, like every couple weeks we would, and it just kept getting, it seemed like massively bigger, each time because there was so much time in between. So that was a really fun surprise. And then I also didn't expect that the sex had to change because his nerve sensors were different on it, like the old techniques didn't work anymore, and some of the new technique, so I had to like learn some new techniques, and thank God he's very, very expressive and tells me what he needed and what was working and what wasn't working, or else I would have just been lost, and that might have been kind of rough. What else? I was surprised by how quickly his facial hair started to grow in. I was surprised by his genitalia. Sex drive. That was surprising. I mean, I knew it was going to happen, but I also didn't know, like, to what extreme or what everybody said, oh, yeah, they're going to go crazy. But I had no idea what that really meant. And Gavin's a little on the shy side. Or, not really shy, just very polite. So for him, he'll set up candles and music in a darkened room and, seduce me. And for me, an appropriate pickup line is, hey, you wanna fuck? And ready to go. So when Gavin, his T-puberty and his sex drive went way up, he'd just walk up and be like, please, I need to get off right now, please. So I thought it was great. But I still didn't fully understand it until I was on testosterone myself. And, I'd wake up in the middle of the night with my hands down my pants because I was having some kind of sexy dream where, like, waking up with a boner and it actually hurt. You know, that's not something the dudes just say, because when I was younger and I dated this guy that, you know, and they would say, like, oh, baby, it hurts, you don't understand, and I just say, you're full of shit, I don't want to do it right now. Well, okay, so they weren't lying. Another thing I thought was neat about Gavin was, yeah, how much he ate, because he's always been, both of us are kind of odd eaters, you know, we eat a little bit here and we eat a little bit there, and occasionally we'll go through, like, a stuffing our face period, but for the most part, you know, we do, like, little meals. Now, all of a sudden, Gavin was eating and eating and eating and eating, and, like, our grocery bill went up, and it was just, it was exciting, you know, he was gaining some weight and filling out, and his muscles are ridiculous. Shh. Like, he's always, naturally been able to, he's always naturally had really, really nicely toned muscles, and it's so annoying because he'd, like, you know, he'd do a picture for comparison, and like, oh, my muscles look little, so I go do 10 push-ups, and he comes back, and they're like, bam! So, I thought that was pretty cool. It just, I don't know, he blossomed really well. Okay, hair, masturbation. Oh yeah, his masturbation. Because, let's be honest, I don't have time to have sex like 10, 15, 20 times a day, so we compromised in that he'd jack off as much as possible, and then I'll help as much as possible, and, you know, it's just, I don't know. I know some people get offended by their partner jacking off so much, but I don't know. If I'm too busy and he really needs to get laid, I don't mind. Guys. Sorry. They're silly. Yeah. So, I remember, okay. Aren't they sweet? So, alright, one of the things I remember reading about is your facial structure changing, and I didn't know how much or how little that would be, and honestly, I can't really tell because I see him every single day, so I've had no idea of, like, how drastic the changes are, but looking back at pictures, it's really fun for me. I enjoy it. Crazy ass dogs. So, like I said earlier, I've been on tea. I took tea for 6 months, and I haven't talked, I'm not close to my mother, so I haven't talked to her since, I don't know, sometime in 2011, and we talked on Skype the other night, and she just started yelling at me, and she's like, what are you on? What are you taking? And I'm like, oh god, am I on, like, did I do drugs today? Like, what's going on? And she finally, she's like, your voice. And because I have no balls, I just told her that I've had bronchitis really bad, and so it's just sounding funny right now, and maybe next time I see her, she won't notice. I hope. I don't know. And it's going to be a fun conversation, because my mom has met Gavin, and they're both nurses. They both love to garden. They both love me. So they have quite a bit of stuff in common, but my mom just doesn't understand person being transgender. It just doesn't make sense to her, and so she's concerned that he's mental and that he's going to drag me down with him. I know he's not. I'm in a much more stable and happy place with my life since meeting this kid than I was before, but because we're not close, she has no idea what my life used to be like, so she can't really compare it to now. But I'm going to see her for Christmas sometime in December, so yay, lectures, yay. It's going to be great. Alright, well, that's sufficient rambling and or dog madness for the week, so hope you guys have a good week. Happy hump day. I'm so glad the election is over. Oh my god, I'm sick and tired of all the political rants on Facebook. Appreciate you guys. Have a good one. I'll talk to you later. Remember, this is Shay, and I'm in love with a dude called Gavin. Okay, bye.